tonight, 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 tonight. Blow the ceiling off the party to the moon. See my partner Joe's like and ain't no telling what he on. Bitches up tonight. I took you back, Joe.
Another long as fuck reaction. Well, for y'all it might not be long, but for me it's long because I'm not gonna lie to y'all. When it comes to editing, my pausing gets on my nerve. And if you're wondering what that is my socks. I'm wearing some long socks today. And today's video is by SuperKick Studios. I know I've watched his videos because I'm subscribed to him. It's just I don't know what videos I've watched. And since it's close to WrestleMania, we about to watch the forgotten Randy Orton Crashout. Now I already know Randy Orton is not a Crashout. He's a snake. He's not a Crashout. And let's go in and talk about the Cody and Randy feud was dead on arrival. I said this in a Pamela video I reacted to. The reason why y'all didn't see it is because I deleted it because I didn't feel like it was good enough. And the background, like I said, my bed was messed up, so I deleted it. And oh shit, just went up some more likes. I think this is my first time ever seeing views and likes go up. I never seen that before. I don't think I have. But that feud was the moment I knew the feud was over or the feud was going nowhere is when Randy hit Cody hit Cody with the chair a few weeks ago on steel steps. Not at that moment. It was after that moment when Randy sat down. You can look in the background. I hope me, who's editing the video, I hope me in the future puts it on here and not get copy striked by WWE. If you go back and watch that moment, you can literally see Cody start moving and start looking at Randy. That is a if anything, that is a stretcher spot. Like as soon as Randy did that, Cody should have left on a stretcher. I bet y'all if they would have kept going, Cody would have got up and walked out. And that's another one of the things about my thing about Cody. And it would have been better if Cody wasn't trying to be, or the WWE wasn't trying to get Cody. By the way, I've relaxed on Cody now. I've been calmed down on my Cody hate because I promise you, I didn't like Cody once he came back. It was after WrestleMania 40 made me dislike Cody because I wanted Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, Matt Riddle, or Randy Orton, or Bray Wyatt, or Bo Dallas. One of them to like dethrone Roman. Like on one of my TikToks. I said it would be cool if during WrestleMania 40 or a match in general with Roman versus Bray. But if Cody has to be in there, I would say it would have been so cool, or it would have been a full circle if during WrestleMania 40 everything happened how it happens, then out of nowhere the lights go out, the lights come back on, you see Bray standing in the middle of the ring and gets in Roman's face and says, "You took everything from me, so I'm going to take everything from you." Just how Roman just came in and took the title from Bray. Bray did that to Roman. I always felt like, and I always wished we've gotten the feud with those two. And I wish we all, I don't think other people have noticed this too, but when it comes to Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton, those are the only two people Roman was supposed to have a feud with and never had a feud with them. Like they have hints, they have had beginnings of the story, but it's never finished. And you know what else is crazy? Now that I think about it, 2 of the 3 members of the Shield has feuded with Bray Wyatt. Seth has feuded with Bray Wyatt. That did not end good. Dean, aka John Moxley, has feuded with Bray Wyatt. All right. I swear, I wish we got Roman and Bray. That's one of the feuds that I wish I got to see. And you know what else I learned? CM Punk and Edge have never really had a feud. Really. I got the screenshots. I don't know if I still have them because I was deleting a whole bunch of shit off my phone earlier. But CM Punk and Edge never really got to a one-on-one feud. Like, I went back and looked. They've had like 2 matches. On YouTube, what I've seen, they've only had like 2 matches. I guarantee they have more like behind the scenes on tour dates and all that, but I don't think they have a feud. But back to the whole Randy and Cody. After that Cody spot, yeah, that was over. I love what somebody said. Somebody said that would have been at least a good try. But me, what this idea about this person had that I'm about to tell you, that's not a good try. That's a perfect idea. I don't see how people think that's stupid or just fucking wild. I think, listen, somebody said that what if Randy, when Randy was talking on the phone, what if Randy was talking to a younger Randy? I'm like, I can see Randy doing that. He's supposed to be crazy and vicious and sadistic and all that. That's in his character. That I would take that over the Cody. I would take that over The Rock and over Kevin Owens talking to Randy. I will take Randy talking to Randy on how to beat. I can see it as Randy. He's older now, and the voices in his head has, I wouldn't say calmed down, but the voices in his head has became the fans. The fans became the voices in Randy's head. And when all this is happening, Randy gets to tripping. He gets to tripping more than ever. Then he stumbles into an old video of his or old promos of his and talking about how vicious he is. About the voices, not the fans, the voices in his head are. And that was the technically Crashout Randy Orton, the younger one. Randy's talking to the younger Randy. And if I were to redo it, I heard Pat McAfee talking about the ruthless, I think he said the ruthless aggression or the attitude era. I'm like, if they can't say they want the attitude era back if they're not gonna do attitude era things. You hear them curse, if any. I mean, first of all, they don't even use for me. They don't even use curse words right. Like they don't, like most you hear them say is bitch or ass. And they really don't even use that right. They really don't be impactful. They just say bitch. It's not. And then they don't even have equal rights, equal fights. So like, if you're gonna whine and cry and say you want the attitude era back, you gotta do attitude era things. You gotta spear a woman off the stage. They don't even have a stage no more. Like you can't spear nobody. Like I know they gotta take precautions and this and that, but I'm like, if you want the attitude era, like for real, if you want the attitude era back, you gotta do attitude era things. And the other half is like behind the scenes, they was just trying stuff. Like whatever, if they would literally throw shit at the wall, and some shit would stick. The last person I see in there that's something like attitude era is LA Knight. Cause last time I checked, he's the like from my perspective, he's the only person to actually break into somebody's house. He's broken into AJ Styles. He went to AJ Styles' house. He broke into Logan Paul's house. He's broken into Speed's house, and I'm like, the only person who is seemingly close to a smidge of the attitude era is LA Knight. That I feel like that proves itself that they don't want the attitude era. They just saying the attitude era. Sorry. But let's get to this video. I'm already fucking 19 minutes in. Sorry, y'all. It's 12:29 in the morning. I went to sleep earlier, so now I'm be up all. So now I'm up all night. So now I'm just recording videos.
Heading into WrestleMania 42, WWE has finally pulled the trigger on the highly anticipated Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes rivalry. After a solid 2 years of eyeing down the title like he was a caveman discovering light for the very first time, Orton went commando and left the WWE Champion a bloody mess. Do not forget that the Legend Killer to his name has some of the most unhinged moments in the company's entire existence. It seems like every few years they let him loose, and as a result, you just don't know what adventures he'll get up to when the voices call him up. Serial killer Randy Orton, from a moment's perspective, is box office like very few have ever been. A man with absolutely no moral compass. The only thing is, at this point in time, he's so adored, such an integral part of so many people's wrestling fandom that it's very hard to boo the guy, especially after nearly 2 years on the shelf. A sociopath is defined as a person exhibiting antisocial, impulsive, and manipulative behavior. Heel Randy fits that billing perfectly. The 7 characteristics of a psychopath are lack of empathy, check. Impulsive behavior, check. Antisocial behavior, check. Surface level charm, I think he's got that one handled pretty well. Narcissism, that one checks out. Cold-hearted, unemotional traits, I think that's putting it lightly. And a lack of guilt,
yeah, I remember that.
Give that one a big fat green check mark as well. This guy is both wrapped into one skin-faded package. The early Legend Killer days are so special. This was when he was established as one of the most cold-blooded wrestlers of all time. The rivalry against The Undertaker is what sent him over the edge. This after already kicking Mick Foley down a flight of stairs and going through hell at Backlash. People oftentimes talk about being locked in. This guy locked in so hard that he RKO'd his own girlfriend, of course sneaking in one last kiss before he did so. Jake the Snake Roberts, here's an RKO for your troubles, because he didn't think Randy could beat The Undertaker. Randy bought himself a copy of the Dead Man's Playbook and just decided to leave no stone unturned. Caskets set on fire, fake prop dummies, and of course using a recently passed away wrestler to his advantage. All because he lost one match on one night to one wrestler.
Did you know the Walmart app has over 500 million items? He knew.
New patio.
She knew.
Cool outfit.
He knows now. And knowing is a beautiful thing.
Oh no.
The Walmart you thought you knew is now new.
Let's face it, most of us aren't gonna set foot up.
At least it's just better than watching fucking YouTube on the fucking game system on the TV, because ads are like 50 seconds. 50 seconds to a minute. I remember if I was watching a long video, like one of JD's video, I could watch that video, and if an ad pops up, it would be I remember hour-long ads. It's like, I don't... And then people be figuring out ways around the ads. And then people fuck up is where they start telling people, "Oh, this is how you skip it," and then they patch it. It's like we wouldn't be doing this if y'all just didn't have ads. Y'all remember when YouTube didn't have ads? YouTube really, if I remember right, YouTube didn't have ads until like 2015, 2016. If I think so. That's when they just started. It's just they didn't have ads. You just click on the video, you watched it, then you left. Then they have ads. Then they had the ad apocalypse. And some people don't know, which is me. I'm chronicling online, which is crazy. The ad apocalypse is back when I used to watch Damon and Bianca. Back when they used to do reactions together. And I'm not talking about how they do reactions now after what I've seen recently. I'm talking about back when they used to back when they was fucking toxic, from my perspective, back when they was fucking hitting me. Back when Bianca used to be hitting the shit out of Damien. When they was watching World Star videos. I promise you go back and watch. If you can, it was before their account got hacked. When their account got either they pretended, I don't know. When their account got hacked, so-called hacked, and they was posting videos about them, oh, these people hacked our channel and stuff. That was before the great migration or the great turnaround from them doing that and that was when they was starting pranks. When they was starting the pranks on each other, then they transferred into the whole family channel shit. That's when I had stopped watching them. I don't know what type of the videos they doing now or anything. Last time I heard, they still doing the same shit. Good for them, I guess. Huh. CJ so cool. Everybody been saying he's been going crazy. Him and Roy split up. Who else to watch? I don't know. I don't know what this couple name was. It was an interracial couple. I know what. I'm getting to something else. But yeah, YouTube has been crazy with these ads.
The majority of that run, but there are some things that deserve to be mentioned from his 2009 run, starting with him pretending to have IED, intermittent explosive disorder, meaning that the individual, when sufficiently provoked, suffers a loss of control, resulting in outbursts of physical violence. That's how they play off this whole thing that, hey, he's a little messed in the brain. That's why he came calling like the Grim Reaper to every member of the McMahon family except for Linda. He also attempted to blow up John Cena. He had a parking lot brawl with a recently retired Ric Flair. And one of the craziest setups in this run that I don't think anyone talks about, he somehow got Dusty Rhodes on his side during an episode of Raw he guest hosted. Dusty gave Cody a title match with John Cena as the special guest referee. They pretend that Legacy is having problems only for Dusty to be like...
Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that intro to WWE? Y'all remember when WWE used to have good ass fun intro? Y'all remember moving title cards? If y'all remember, WWE used to have just for regular Raws, they would have moving title cards. Like, you know, when they show you the match card and stuff, they used to move. Nah, they just... It's like they put like a sticker. It's like they put in the sticker. It's like, to me, it seems like the longer this is going on, the more ingredients they're taking out of wrestling. Like, I feel like they're just taking out the plate. And see, they're just looking at you and like, okay, I'm gonna take this. And some people are already pinpointing that WWE right now is doing basically doing the same thing they did but last year. Oh, and by the way, with the Cody heat that I had for him, It's the reason why I didn't like Cody, because it's the fact that one, Cody did not lose the title when he feuded with Kevin Owens. It's the same thing with Seth Rollins. I did not like that he went 3-0 with Seth Rollins. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I understand going 2-1, 1-1, fucking 1 or 2-1, 1-2. I'm telling you, I did not like the fact that as soon as he got back, he started winning one after another after another. I did not like that. I feel like if you return, especially after a long time, excuse me, you need to lose as soon as you get back. You need to lose. And I'm like, some people are like, what you mean you need to lose? No, they need to lose. Because it's like, you left, you come back, you need to lose. Like, some people are like, no, he needs to come back. He needs to win. He needed to show everybody that no. He needs to lose to show him it's a different time period, different wrestlers, different everything. And it also shows that, hey, you've been gone. The machine changed. It's the same house, but the people inside the place changed. You need to come on and get with it. Like, you over here thinking it's the same as it was before. It's not the same. And that's where a lot of my Cody dislikes started. And I got aggravated more, especially with the Rollins feud. Then I kind of calmed down with The Rock, because that shouldn't have happened to Cody. But once it went to Kevin Owens, I'm like, yeah, Cody doing too much. And it's the fact, from my perspective, every feud Cody has been in, all the people he has been in a feud with has turned heel. Like legit think about it. I'm gonna see who I pinpoint. Kevin Owens. I'm keep saying Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens. When he was feuding with Kevin Owens had to turn heel. John Cena turned heel. Who else? I can't think of it right now, but like a big chunk of people that Kevin Owens have feuded with were baby faces at first, but then they got into it with Cody. Then they had to turn heel, and I feel like I'm getting to. I'm either at the point or I'm getting to the point. If they turn Cody heel, I do not care, cause I feel like doing that. It's still gonna be that Kevin Owens stuff. Doing that Kevin Owens feud, he either one of them should have went with The Rock. Either one of them should have went with The Rock, or Cody Rhodes should have turned heel. Turn heel or something. But we watching Cody now. This is the butterfly effect that I told y'all he was. This is the butterfly effect of not keeping the title off Cody. I swear to y'all, everybody said keep the title on Cody, which is crazy because I still want Randy to win. Like, I really don't care about the Pat McAfee stuff, but I still want Randy to win. I'm tired of Cody. I really am. And after Cody, who's next? Who is next? If Cody wins, who is next? I don't think there's somebody next. Drew, we already did that. We could have had that if they tried to give us Drew. I'm not gonna say I'm be pissed. I'm like, so why did we take the title off Drew? Who is left after Cody? I will take all comments, but I don't know who's left after Cody. And we can go Randy. Then Randy, we have Randy and Kevin Owens probably. Randy and Drew probably. Randy, Jacob Fatu most likely. Randy and Trick Williams, okay. Randy and Carmelo Hayes, yes. Randy and Ilya Dragunov, yes. Randy and Sammy, meh. It's like, I don't know. Bruh, I'm only 3 minutes in and I'm yapping like a motherfucker and I'm already at 34 minutes of recording on the phone. Sorry for yapping.
Baby, it's a trap. I'm sorry. Might be worse than the Triple H impression. I'm sorry, I won't ever do that again.
Okay.
After the 2009 run that's been talked about to death, Randy went babyface for a while before joining the Authority in 2013 because obviously those are three people that know his true power. His next crash out comes in 2017 after he joins the Wyatt family heading into WrestleMania 33. This is where he remembers that arson is his favorite crime, so he burns down the Wyatt family compound, and Bray Wyatt can do nothing but watch. In 2018, he gets horned up over Jeff Hardy's earlobe. He stretches this thing out like it's Play-Doh. If you guys remember the SmackDown Top 10 list that they had for a short while, Miz essentially used that to remind Orton that he's kind of washed, he's ranked number 9 in the order, and this sets something off in him where he just despises Jeff Hardy with all of his being. Randy returns at Extreme Rules 2018, and since Shinsuke Nakamura is a nut hunter, he's also like, I also like to do that. So he takes a shot at Jeff Hardy's lower extremities before...
Up last time, pausing it for like a little minute, I'm gonna watch the video. But did anybody else other than me I actually loved that Randy Orton hoodie. I always liked that one.
Moving up even higher. He moves on to his earlobe. He remembers that he's the legend killer, saying that the people are the ones who killed the legend and he won't let them win. He's now the legend killer, and it's his mission to destroy every superstar that the fans put on a pedestal, vowing to end Jeff Hardy's career. After SummerSlam, these two open up Hell in a Cell, and it's better than I remember it being. Randy gets the upper hand by pulling on Hardy's fishnets. He grabs his belt and whoops him like he owes him money. Eventually, nothing is working, so he goes under the ring, finds a screwdriver. He takes this screwdriver and just threads it through and just cranks this thing. I don't know what sick individual could watch this and not turn away. This should be on one of those try not to look away videos. Jeff fights out by kicking Orton in the RKOs and swings around at the top of the cage going for I don't even know what move. He crashes and burns, and the ref's like, Randy, he's out, we can't do anything about this. But Randy forces the ref to make the count after it seems like the match was thrown out. I think the rest of this time period is actually pretty tame, comparatively speaking. He has his WrestleMania match against AJ Styles, and then they bring back the Kofi Kingston rivalry as we get to the summer of 2019. Now here's the crash out that everyone forgot. 2020.
Yes, to road trip snacks.
And to crazy low prices at the pump. Man, we gotta bring fist pump.
It's insane.
I really do think the gap between 2009 and this one might be closer than a lot of people are giving it credit for, because they just rejuvenated him to a level that he hadn't been at in years. This is where you can tell that he's been in the dungeon watching old tapes of himself. Edge returns at the 2020 Royal Rumble, and this for me is one of my all-time favorite moments in WWE history. It was beautiful. The Rated R Superstar with a redemption story was back. He told us that wrestling can be like life. It can give us a second chance. He was back full-time, and the next night after crossing paths with Orton in the Rumble and eliminating him from the match, he's out there pouring his heart out. He reminds us that he's been chasing this moment since his career was taken away from him, and now at nearly 50, he's busted his ass to end his career on his terms. Out comes the Viper, and he asks for a Rated RKO reunion. Now these two were the definition of a match made in hell. Imagine the two biggest ops from any TV show, any movie, any character, any real life person you know, anyone who really gets your blood boiling and has that hateable gene to them, imagine they join forces and just continue to be the biggest sleazeballs ever. Edge is thinking about it, and as he's buffering, he gets dropped where he stands with an RKO. Then Randy starts swinging for the fences, and just listen to the noises that Edge is making. Mind you, it's been hammered home that this guy's neck is being held up with scotch tape and Elmer's glue. Orton wedges Edge's head into a steel chair and goes to the middle rope, presumably to hit an aerial move, and not just end this run, but put him out for good. But what's so awesome about this version of Randy Orton is, unlike in 2009, he's a little bit more calculated. He's not as reckless, but he's still reckless enough. He goes on to hit a concerto, and for the longest time it was the punt that he had in his back pocket. Now he just steals this move. Edge gets stretchered out, and that might be curtains on his short-lived return. A few weeks later, Randy hasn't explained his actions, and down comes Matt Hardy, the guy who had his girlfriend stolen by Edge, for real, the guy who put out there that he wished Edge would die in a car crash. He tells Randy that when Edge retired, all hate and disdain for him was gone, saying that he couldn't imagine that happening to him. He couldn't imagine this being taken away before he was ready. Well, Matt, do you want to join your brother and have your earlobe stretched too? Instead, it's an RKO followed by a concerto, but it gets even worse for the man that was once broken, because just look at the state of this guy. He hobbles down to the ring the next week to compete in their scheduled no-holds-barred match. Orton hits a pump fake. When he comes back down to the ring, Matt Hardy is already armed with a chair, and to the naked eye, if you're not a wrestling fan, it looks like Randy Orton is beating down a crippled civilian. He's in some street clothes. He looks like he just had some sort of freak accident.
I gotta go back and rewatch
off the street. RKO.
I gotta go back and rewatch 2020, early 2020, before COVID Raw. For these segments, not for the Liv Morgan and Rusev and Lana shit.
Oh, concerto while he's wearing a neck brace, and that on its own is pretty sinister. But before the body is even cold, he pulls out Matt Hardy's lifeless carcass, gives him a second concerto onto the bottom half of the steel steps, no less. Weeks pass, and it really looks like Randy has sent Edge back into retirement. We have to know how he's doing, how is his neck, and what does the future hold for the Rated R superstar. Beth Phoenix is scheduled to deliver an update on her husband. She can't even get into the details because out comes this, as she puts it, son of a bitch who offers her a handshake. Randy tells us a story where he flew too close to the sun and dug a hole so deep that he should have been buried, but it was Edge that pulled him out of it. Edge is the man that made him realize that there's more things to life. There's family. He did what he did because he wanted to return the favor and save his life. He wanted Edge's kids to have their dad and Beth to have her man. He did it because he loves the whole family. Beth, according to Randy, is an enabler. Edge is a junkie for the roar of the crowd, and she's nothing. Ending off by saying he loves Edge and his daughters Ruby and Lyric more than she ever could. Beth is a broken, bumbling mess. She's sobbing, she can't see straight, her husband and her entire family is under verbal attack, and in front of her is a danger that many people have bowed down to.
Eliminated. Mission failed.
And so does she. Now WWE goes into the pandemic era, and one thing that I noticed is the big WrestleMania match when Randy goes into this mode ends up being in the letdown category. It happened with Triple H in 2009, and oh my god, this last man standing match between these two is so long. It goes on for forever. Maybe in these guys' mind it's this crazy epic, but for a majority of fans, it's just 40 minutes of brawling and a lot of nothingness in here as well. They could have shaved off so much time.
I'd say at least like 20 minutes at the most. 15, 20 minutes. I do remember it being long as shit. And it was just spamming everybody's finisher at one point.
It suffers greatly from long match syndrome. The rivalry continues on with what's labeled as the greatest wrestling match ever. And that one was damn good. There's a lot of nuance to it. Edge, while filming, tore his triceps. The series was knotted at 1, and I think we probably would have gotten a blow-off at SummerSlam. Maybe if Edge isn't gone for 7 months, his final run does include a World Championship victory. They then shift focus to Randy chasing the WWE Championship because Drew needed a bad guy to work with, and he full-on announces that the Legend Killer is back. On the June 15th, 2020 episode of Raw, Christian makes his return to WWE. He hasn't wrestled for the company since 2014 because of concussion issues. As we all know, Edge and Christian are best friends, so he's there to be the messenger for his buddy. But Randy seems to remember a different time. Back in 2011 when these two faced off, where Christian would just spam 3 words. One more match. He asked him, why not? Why not one more match? And to make it fair, since it's been a while, why not gaslight him into taking an unsanctioned match? The offer expires at the end of the night. And in WWE fashion, what's the one insult that gets someone really fired up, really infuriated, and they immediately want to fight you? You call them a coward. In that match, Captain Cripple has no shot. But there's one man who every single time Randy starts listening to the voices enters the story. He always finds his way back. Whether they reheat the Evolution nachos or he's just lurking.
Ladies and gentlemen, Twice Yearly Prep is here. One office visit every 6 months. 2 times a year for HIV prevention. That's 1-2 Prep. That's Yes2Go. Yes2Go is an injectable person.
And that man is Ric Flair. He's back to convince Christian that this match isn't worth it. He's got nothing to prove, and it turns out that this time, instead of terrorizing him, Orton is going to have him by his side. Low blow, followed by a rope rebound punt, which is 10 times better than a normal punt, and Christian is completely out cold. As he's presumably dead, Randy just starts petting him, and he's like,
So sorry you came here to defend your friend, and I understand why you came here, but you shouldn't have came here. Matter of fact, this is your fault.
Oh, and by the way, the person who convinced Christian to take this match was 2020 Big Show. Orton realizes that he's him again. He's got his mojo back, he's got Rick by his side, and nothing can stop him, and he tells Big Show that he's next. In July, they have their unsanctioned match where he beats him so bad he might trigger follicle reproduction on his head, punts him out, and Randy is molten hot once again. There's a lot of patterns that WWE loves to go back to when they let him loose. Ric Flair is one, the punt is another. The trifecta is complete with his past. They bring up that he should have been fired about 20 times, but he wasn't because he's too valuable. He's the true chosen one, and that's his beef with Drew McIntyre as he sets his sights on the WWE title. His partnership with Ric Flair lasts not even 2 months. The Nature Boy accidentally on purpose gets Randy a match with Kevin Owens, and that pisses him off. Orton tells Flair that he's not happy with that, and even though he respected him in the past, he doesn't anymore. The Ric Flair he knew didn't wear a pacemaker, he wasn't washed up, and he wasn't a has-been. Rick, you do really feel bad for in this instance because he's begging for forgiveness, saying that he's just Charlotte's dad and he wants to be a part of Randy Orton's life. Randy's Viper rises every time he sees another legend in the ring, and after a little hug, he gives Flair a low blow, and Flair just collapses into Randy. This looks so perfect because there's this red light strobe that flickers back and forth as if Rick's life alert necklace was sending a signal to EMS. He gets punted out, put on the shelf, and the lights go out. In a few months, he's going to get it on with Lacey Evans to get even with his daughter, but that's a different story.
I forgot about that.
Now, who would possibly be so upset that someone is disrespecting
Damn, that's
Flair?
the last time we seen her.
We'll get to him in a second, but it's the other guy. It's the other member of DX. The guy who retired the Nature Boy at WrestleMania 24, Shawn Michaels, who instantly gets booted in the skull. Drew ends up winning their SummerSlam match, and these two had great matches together. The chemistry was there, it clicked, at least in my opinion it did. But as we all know, there should always be a payoff, something that WWE seems to have forgotten in present day. That comes to us in one of the wackiest WWE title matches of the 2020s. Randy and Drew square off in an ambulance match, and when you play with fire, Randall, eventually it will burn you. All the ghosts of Randy's past show up to get a piece of him, and it is interference laden like no tomorrow. A clean-shaven Big Show, Christian, and the ambulance driver, Ric Flair. Drew ends up punting Randy in the skull, and it seems like he's been cooled off for the time being, but as we all know, he's a vengeful, vengeful man. The next night on Monday Night Raw, he dresses up as a janitor, and he's out for blood. He enters the Legends room where the Giant and the Geriatrics are seated playing cards, and bang, X-ray goggles on, Splinter Cell Randy Orton is born, the lights go down, they're ready to eat it now. When the lights come back on, these guys are just completely laid there. They are hopelessly, senselessly, and remorselessly beat down. They look like one of those murder scene outlines. Hell in a Cell is where we're off to next, and Randy dresses up as a crew member to attack Drew McIntyre. He's placed a lead pipe on the top of the cell where he lures his opponent to, sends him flying off the side of the cage, and he wins the WWE Championship for a very short amount of time. Randy has hopefully learned that when you mess with people, things will come back to you. He learned it in the Undertaker rivalry, he learned it in the McMahon rivalry, sort of. He learned it here. But one thing you probably didn't expect was to essentially be the reason for a new mystical being to be born. That, of course, was The Fiend. Randy burnt down his compound, and now Bray was out for blood. And I mean, if someone burns down property in WWE, I guess anything is fair game. Alexa Bliss constantly made her presence felt, and it was The Fiend that cost Randy Orton a chance to punch his ticket to a #1 contenders triple threat match. Orton brings up that a few years ago, he found Bray's weak point. It was the compound. Now he needs to find what The Fiend's vulnerability is, and he believes that's Alexa. Back in 2005, Randy attempted to burn The Undertaker to death.
I hate it. I hated how they did Bray. I really did. And especially this feud right here. Y'all remember, I heard about who got in trouble? Randy got slightly in trouble because Alexa Bliss sat down on his crotch. Lucky guy, but Randy got in trouble because of that. I don't know if it's true or not.
That didn't go well, so he tries this again. Orton sets a trap for Bray by placing his...
And, oh, for fuck's sake, I just realized what I did. The people that don't know what I just did, I just paused it, then unpaused it, then paused it. No, I just unpaused it, and paused it. No, I just unpaused it, then I paused it. So in recording, that's going to be a pain in the ass. But back to the fucking video. I would have loved it if The Fiend's weakness was either the hammer, Alexa Bliss, or the mask. One of those three. I would have loved it.
Rocking chair in the back. Then he sends him into a shipping crate, lighting it on fire, and then walking away. Normal Bray Wyatt went in, but The Fiend came out, and you can't tell me that they weren't trying to recreate the Survivor Series reaction here. Just look at this side by side. These two are the main events of the final Tables, Ladders, and Chairs pay-per-view. Only thing is, it's not tables, or ladders, or chairs, or a combination of the three. It's a Firefly Inferno match in which the only way to win is by lighting your opponent on fire. The Fiend is impervious to pain. He does not feel anything that Randy delivers early on, and for the time being, it's just a standard one-on-one match with no referee in sight. Then The Fiend summons the fire. They brawl across ringside, and every time someone takes a big hit, the fire rises. Bray brings out a leather strap, lights it on fire, Randy dodges it. He then brings out a pickaxe and attempts to murder Orton. Trust me, Bray, we've all been playing it during quarantine, buddy. The commentators are just perplexed at what they're witnessing. They have no words to describe this when this is their job. Next, Bray grabs his rocking chair, which perfectly has a gas can next to it, pours gas everywhere, and then sets Randy into the chair, and he is about to burn him to death. Randy, by the skin of his fangs, escapes, because remember, you can only win by burning your opponent.
This might be somebody's childhood match.
It's a war zone. This has to be the most dangerous it's ever been. Randy pushes The Fiend into the fire after escaping the mandible claw. The Fiend, while on fire, gets back in the ring, eats an RKO. The bell has not rung, but Randy has won the match. He was the first to light his opponent on fire. The Fiend is lifeless. He doesn't move a muscle. He checks to see if The Fiend is still conscious, flips him over so he's facing up, goes outside, grabs a gas can. Mind you, Tom Phillips tells us that Randy Orton has already won the match. He pours gasoline all over him, then grabs some matchsticks, and then burns him to a crisp. On live pay-per-view broadcast, Orton sets a human on fire and then flees the scene. This is what later causes The Fiend to come back with a more disheveled mask. Hold up, don't go away just yet, because now we're entering a full-fledged rivalry between Alexa Bliss and Randy Orton, as if there was anything else left to do. On the final Raw of 2020, Randy goes to the funhouse and breaks some of the puppets. Later in the night, Bliss has invited him to the ring, and she brings out a gas can, and Alexa wants Randy to burn her. She just keeps egging on this man who we already know is an arsonist. Again and again, she says that.
And I hate it, what they're doing with the Y6. The Y6 was so fucking good. Their debut was so beautiful. I had a glimpse of not even the Y film. I had a glimpse of fucking Bray's storytelling. I had a glimpse of it. And they once they moved them to SmackDown, it was over. You know what? People in the comments, remind me to do a video of the superstars that I see as Raw superstars and superstars I see as SmackDown superstars. I'm gonna go right here. Alexa Bliss, Raw. Bailey, SmackDown. Roman, Raw. Seth, Raw. Cody, Raw. Rhea, Raw. Damien, Raw. Dominic, Raw. Asuka, SmackDown. Kyrie, a Raw superstar. Io Sky, SmackDown for now. Who else we got? I'm gonna go like a little bit more. CM Punk, Raw. Braun Baker, Raw. Austin Theory, SmackDown. Bronson Reed, Raw. Who else we got? Nia Jax. Nia Jax could be a Raw or SmackDown, but I'm gonna just put her on Raw. I think she's a Raw superstar. Lash Legend, SmackDown. I can see her fitting on Raw, but she's much more a SmackDown girl. She is way differently most on a SmackDown girl. Who else we got? I got 3 more. JD McDonald, Raw. Pentagon. No, not Pentagon. Got 2 more. Who else? Becky Lynch, Raw. Bianca Belair, Raw. There's a lot of Raw superstars.
She even calls him a little bitch and pours out the entire gas can on her head. She is begging and pleading to do to her what he did to the Fiend. Randy grabs the matches, but he does not burn Alexa.
Spring savings can be found everywhere you look at Team Honda. Right now, you can drive home in a new Accord LX for just $259 a month. Come save on our entire lineup of award-winning Hondas at Louisiana's #1 Honda dealer, Team Honda on Seacon Lane.
Apparently you can go from 0 to a complete site in just a single prompt with Wix Harmony. I don't know if this is going to be possible, or vibe coding meets drag and drop freedom.
And that might have been the biggest mistake that Randy Orton has ever made. To recap, Randy Orton's 2020 hospitalizes a man with a crippled neck, RKO's that same man's wife, destroys a defenseless coworker, goes on a vendetta against retired wrestlers, plays a real-life version of Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell, and lastly, burns a mystical being not once, but twice. As we enter 2021, we have a short while left to go, but we start off on the very fittingly named Raw Legends Night. Naturally, he goes around poking fun at all the old men he's encountered over the years.
Oh, yeah,
he finds
I
Big
remember
Show,
that.
he
Because
finds
Mark
poor
Henry.
Mark Henry on a scooter, then he finds old pal Ric Flair. And you know who has to get involved? Of course. Welcome back 2009. Randy throws down the challenge to Triple H, who says no thank you.
You know what's crazy? I think somebody said that Triple H's last match was against Randy Orton at one of the Saudi Arabia shows, which I don't know if it's true.
However, Orton knows how to strike the spot. He says that Steph isn't here and the game couldn't retrieve his balls from her purse. We get to night's end on the
that was
January
this
11th
match?
Raw. It's Triple H versus Randy Orton. And of course, there's some supernatural
that was their
shenanigans
last
going
match.
on. Triple H grabs his sledgehammer and the lights go down and magically his sledgehammer is on fire. Then seconds later, he's abducted by God knows who. From behind, Alexa Bliss appears and throws a fireball in Randy Orton's face.
That's how it
She
went
threw
down.
a fireball in his face, and now he's disfigured like Cody Rhodes in 2011, but 8 times worse. Look at him. Actually, you know what he looks like? He looks like the Lucha Underground logo. This is the mask he's wearing to cover himself up. Actually, look at him. Look at the detail in the burns. He has gone completely mad. He has this like weird seductive relationship with fire where he just lights matchsticks on
So he
fire.
just became
and he's
an
just,
arsonist.
in love with them. He can't believe that he's discovered fire. Randy Orton has discovered fire and he loves it. Randy, buddy, did Bob not tell you not to play with fire? This was bound to happen. How many times? Cena with the pyro, Bray with the compound. You bet eventually someone's gonna listen to your.
You know what?
theme
That
song.
that legit is crazy. A good chunk of Randy Orton's career, he have set shit on fire.
And bring a whole new meaning to Burn in My Light. What now? Okay, first interfere in Alexa Bliss's Raw Women's title match, drop her with an RKO, then magically heal from the burns in 1 week, puke up some black goop that somehow got into his body, but it's not over. Back in 2009, we were in the age of Orton. Now it's the digital age, and let me introduce you to the world of deepfakes. You're gonna put a fake Undertaker in a casket? Well, Randy, here's a version of yourself basically telling you that it's over for you, that you might as well call it quits cause you're done, bud. Then Alexa's going to become a pyrotechnic. Again, you're going to puke out black goo. A million Alexa Blisses are going to mind control, hack the Thunderdome, and laugh on your grave. Next, it's time for you to go one-on-one with Alexa Bliss at Fastlane. First, when the bell rings, she's going to blind you with fire, then lure you to ringside where she will once again use mind control, cause the lighting rig to fall out of the sky, and nearly impale you.
Oh, look out! Oh my God! Kill me!
Yes, she is. Then she will blow you a kiss and again hit you with a fireball. To end things off, the Fiend will reemerge from under the ring, this time looking more sinister because, well, you did this, and you will be pinned 1, 2, 3 by Alexa Bliss.
There it
He then
is. That's it, right? I think that's what got it. Randy was a lucky man. But god damn it, that got his ass in trouble.
somehow won at WrestleMania when everyone expected him to lose because, well, box-like structure. After this, he found himself with Matt Riddle, and these two were fantastic as a team. The perfect...
Oh my god, I miss RK. Why, Matt? Why? I'm mad. Matt, why you couldn't get your head on straight? But that's also a thing I noticed, another thing I loved about Bray's character is that after somebody feuded with Bray, their character would just change. Who can I say? Randy Orton, like right now, after he feuded with Bray, he went with Matt Riddle. I think Seth Rollins. After Bray feuded with Seth Rollins, Seth changed his character. Dean, I think he also changed his character. I can't remember that well. I gotta go back and look at some pictures and stuff, which I probably won't do because after this video, I'm just gonna sit down and edit it and leave that be. Man, I really wish they kept. I wish RK Bro. I wish I would have seen the good storyline of RK Bro.
Buddy cop duo, which made for some really funny moments. And that is the story of the one.
Oh my God! Who remembers fucking Otis?
Enough.
Who remembers Otis without a beard? Oh my God! So I got like 2 videos here. I'm not gonna be honest with y'all. Oh yeah, 10 out of 10 video. I liked it. Went down memory lane. That whole shebang bang bong bong boo. I got 2 videos here. It's how fake fans took over fandom, which is LARPers. I'm just now discovering the word LARPers. I'm not going to deal with that. There's another video here called 20-minute promo. It said WWE had the perfect rivalry. And it looked like it's Dean and Self, which, yeah, they were each other's rival. If Dean had stayed in WWE, they would be each other's rivals. And Roman's rival would be Brock. But since Dean is not there, Roman's rival is low-key Seth Rollins. And somebody else had pointed this out on TikTok. He had said that the reason why Seth can why Seth beats Roman good 7 times, 7 times out of 10. Or no, 8 to 9 times out of 10 is because Dean is not there. Roman was the muscle, Seth was the brain, and Dean was, I guess, the soul, or the maniac, I guess, or the body. Yeah, Roman was the muscle, Seth was the brain, and Dean was the body. And that when you had the Shield. And if you noticed, when Seth and Roman were feud, Seth would always get over on Roman until Dean stepped in. Then Dean would get over Seth because Seth can predict Roman since he's much more a muscle, but Seth can't predict Dean. He can't because Dean was a lunatic. You can't predict a lunatic. They do whatever. And I like that duo. They all bounced off of each other. You had the smart person. You had the smart person. And what's the weakness of a smart person? A lunatic. Somebody who's crazy, stupid, or just plain crazy. And what's the weakness of a lunatic? What would wrong be? A muscle. A muscle. When you have a lunatic, you need somebody with muscle to keep him in place. And that's the whole thing with the Shield that we probably, most likely won't see again. There is no group where everybody can bounce off of each other. That's why it seemed like we had the era of groups from the Shield up until, I'm going to say, the Judgment Day. That was the era of groups. But I think we're going to push it, just in case we're going to go back a little bit further. The Nexus. The Nexus all the way up into to the Judgment Day. Those were the years of groups. Now we're going back to the years of individuals. Like during the Ruthless Aggression era, I forgot who had pointed this out, but during the Ruthless Aggression era, you had a whole bunch of superstars, but you didn't have a top guy. Like you had all of them. You had the top. You had John. You had Batista. You had Eddie. You had Ray. You had Shawn. You had all them guys at the top, but you had nobody on top of the mountain. You had the people that worked around the mountain, but you didn't have nobody at the top of the mountain. Versus when there are groups, there is somebody at the top of the mountain, and everybody else working around the mountain. Now, I feel like we're at the point where we're at the part where it's the people aren't around the mountain yet. They're climbing the mountain, but they're not around the mountain. If you get what I'm saying. That was a good video. I yapped my ass off. I got like an hour long footage. It's gonna be a fucking pain in the ass. So I'm not even about to tell y'all what video I'm about to do next. Just pray this one come out. Other than that, I'll see y'all later. Bye.